Hey guys, hope you are doing well. So in last few sessions, what we spoke about was how to pass our models to the view. So today in this session, we'll talk about two more approaches to do the same. Apart from that, we'll be talking about TempData also. So let us start with passing our data from controller or action methods to the view. So here we have two approaches. One is by using ViewData, another by using ViewBags. So let us start with ViewData. So in order to do that, we need to access property of controller view data. Here we got to give it our name. Let's call for instance name only. Okay. Let me add my own name, Ashish. Let's assume that we need to pass this data to our view. Alright. So what we'll be doing, we'll be returning the view. Return view. Okay. Now here we need to add view to this action method. Add view with the same name index. Click on add. Now here, as we want to retrieve the same data, we need to use the same declaration. This is like session state if you have used in normal web forms. At the rate view data name. Okay. Let us test whether this is working or not. Control F5. Alright. So this was our expected output. We are getting it. Now let's say we want to assign this value to some variable. Okay. Uh, there might be a situation where you need to manipulate this name. So for that, let's do like this. Okay. Now we'll define string name equal to, and we'll give this. Okay. Let me build this. See, if I build, there is no compile time error. Okay. But as soon as I try to navigate to this URL, it will throw a exception. Let's see. See. Cannot implicitly convert type object to string. Now, whenever, as this is a dictionary type, it will always return objects. So, in order to assign this value to name, we need to go for type conversion. So, we need to convert it to string. Okay. Now, let us give it on Control F5. So now this is working. Okay. Now this was view data in a nutshell. Now there is one more approach. We can use ViewBags. Now ViewBags uses dynamic properties of C# to create its own object. Okay. Now this is how we can do it. ViewBag, which is the property of controller, and here we can assign a value to it. Alright. Now when we use ViewBag, we don't need to explicitly convert as we are doing it here, because ViewBag will not return you objects. Okay, so directly we can write it here. Now let's test our application. Okay, it gives us the same value, so it is also working. Now these two objects are required to pass data from our action methods to the views. But what if we want to pass the same thing to another action method? Let me quickly create another action method for you. VC4 action, double tap, and let us call this index2. Okay. Now what do I want to do is I want to pass this view back to this view data. Sorry, index2. So in order to do that, what I'll do is I'll go for redirect to action, and then I'll give the action name. So action name is index 2. Okay. Now what I'll do is I'll assign this to a string. Let's say name to this part. Okay. So let us keep breakpoints here so that we can observe our data. Okay. So now let me run this. I'm sorry. We need to do it from here. For this application and index. Okay. So our control came here. Now let us step in. Okay. Let's have quick watch here. Quick watch. Okay. So now the value is Ashish. So you will observe that as soon as we navigate from one action method to another action method, the value of this will become none. Okay. Let us see it practically. Okay. Should have gone there. Let me press F5 so that the navigation comes to this breakpoint. Okay. Now let's go ahead and see here. Okay. Now we'll add a quick watch. Right. Evaluation timeout. Okay. Let us see here. See, the value is null. Okay. So that means that it is not containing this value anymore. So whenever we are passing our data from one action to another action, the value of ViewBag as well as ViewData gets lost. Okay. Let us check for ViewData also. Okay. Here we need to convert it to string. Alright. Now let me click on this. Navigate to application and index. So our control came here. Okay. So let's see the value right now. Right now it should be null. Quick watch. So the value is null. Okay. Now let us go further. Now the value should be Ashish. Correct. What? It is Ashish. Now as soon as we redirect it to action 2, the value of this thing will become null. Let's see. Okay. Now let us see the value. What value it is returning. Quick watch. Okay. So the value becomes null. So we can say that it does not retain any value when we pass our data from one action to another action. So what to do if in case we want to pass our data from one action to another action? So they have given us like an option with the use of TempData. Alright, let us rename it as TempData. Okay, here too we'll do the same thing. TempData. So now let's run and see whether we are able to retain that value or not. Okay. Now here again we'll be going to application index. So our control comes here. Now let's step in. So what is the value of this? This should be, alright, value. It is quick watch will add quick watch, add quick watch, quick watch. Okay, so we have value as Ashish. Now, as soon as we go into another action method, we should have the same value. I mean, it should retain. So let's see, directly navigate here. So it is giving us Ashish. So we can conclude that okay, temp data can be used to pass data from one action method to another action method. And what we can use to pass data from action method to the views, it is ViewBag as well as ViewData. But it's not advisable to use it because we don't get compile time error if we use uh, ViewBag and ViewData. Alright, so it's always advisable to pass our model and then use it as to our wish. One more thing we'll see, but we'll see it in next video. That is view models. Okay, that's for today. Thank you.